All right, hi. So I'm Grant Richardson. This is Drew Claiborne. This is our capstone. We did a 3v3 basketball tournament, as you all probably saw on Warrior Network every single day. So basically, Food in the Fort is an organization for my church, Redeemer Church of Knoxville, and the leader, who is our mentor, is Megan Vinson, and she advised a lot of the things we did with our project, and she basically helps her, and along with other members of Food in the Fort, raise money to assist the homeless community of Knoxville. And so whether that's canned food drives, they do lots of food pantries and meals for the homeless on holidays. And not only that, but they also provide ministry. They do some rehabilitation programs for them too. So I know some people think that, like feeding the homeless is kind of a lost cause because they end up going and doing the same thing over and over. But she actually she has a lot of stories about individuals she's met with and really had some good personal changes in their life. So this is actually the mission statement she gave us.
God is a God of mercy and justice. He loves to freely extend his mercy. God's heart for the oppressed is clearly seen throughout his scriptures. He is clear in his mandate to help those in need. Food in the Fort is the ministry of Redeemer Church of Knoxville that seeks to intentionally love our neighbors who are in financial need. We host a food pantry once a month and a meal once a month. We seek to build ongoing relationships to help love people where they are, but also provide them resources and tools to move beyond their current situation. This help might be providing an ID, birth certificate, rent, prayers, and counsel.
Yeah, so overall, we just we both talked about it, and we have lots of ideas for the project, whether it was a tournament or just any kind of event to raise funds. And so we came up with a basketball tournament. We felt like that was the most practical thing to do.
We just wanted to do something that would draw the attention of the students in the school, and we thought with the population of guys in the school, they would enjoy a basketball tournament, so we decided to do that.
And also just with the tournaments previously this year for Capstone, I think it was Emily Carroll and Balin Pierce did the football one. Mm-hmm. We thought that was really fun and figured it'd be a great way to take someone else's idea and use it to our benefit as well. So I've attended Redeemer for probably 8 years now, and I've served in lots of areas, mostly children's church, helping out with that, but I've also done canned food drives, meals for the homeless during Christmas and Thanksgiving and more, so around 30 hours in the past couple of years with that. And like we said, we thought about lots of ideas, but we figured a basketball tournament would be really fun for all the students and friends that we have here, as well as be a great benefit to Food in the Fort.
Going in, we thought about it a lot, and we kind of had some concerns about not that many people signing up for it, or finding a good date for people like baseball players. They can't do anything because Coach Farr just won't let them. So we had to choose a Sunday so that they could play in it too. And getting the payment from everybody, that was pretty difficult. We had people pay on the day of the tournament. And just organizing it all together and making a fair bracket so teams couldn't stack players and just be incredibly good and nobody else would have a chance to win.
Yeah, and I guess kind of to motivate people to want to play in it, we decided to put some of our money towards prizes just as an incentive to make people actually want to come out there and compete. And we did cash prizes. When we first started talking to people about it, a lot of people were they said, yeah, I'll do it, but I know, obviously a lot of people say that and they don't end up following through with it. But we ended up having a lot of people sign up, and just like we predicted, it was a pain to get the money from everybody. A lot of people either put it off or just didn't pay at all, and so a few people ended up not being able to play because they didn't pay for it. And then organizing a fair bracket was pretty difficult because obviously we had freshmen and seniors playing in it, so we had to kind of even it out and make sure. We did have consolation games so that people weren't just in and out of the tournament like that.
Yeah.
But I think it was successful overall, and just we had to find, like Drew said, we had to find a date that would work for baseball players, track players, for us, we play lacrosse, and so those were our main concerns. But we found a way to make most of it work overall.
So we thought about it for about 2 months, like thinking about what we were going to do and stuff. And once we figured out that we were going to do the basketball tournament, we started sending out texts and emails and to teachers and like students around the school, trying to get the word out about it. And then we eventually we came up with a flyer and started putting it around the schools on the walls and stuff. And on the flyer, just basically gave information about the tournament, how much it would cost to play, and when it would be and everything. And then we contacted Mr. Holden about supervising it and helping us out with like the lights in the gym and the basketball goals and everything, getting the balls out. And he was a good help with that.
Yeah, so I guess I'd say when it came to our expectations, we didn't think it would be too hard to get the word out, but it actually proved to be kind of a challenge when it came to like communicating with that many students at once and just figuring out like for example the rules we had for the tournament. We didn't really have time to find refs for it, so we had to decide the score limit and how many teams on the court at once and all that. There were a lot of people who actually complained about playing on the smaller courts and not the actual basketball court, so that was frustrating at times to deal with people complaining and everything like that when you just spent a lot of time organizing a tournament for them. But overall, it ended up working out, and
with
didn't take too long to make the flyers and come up with all the rules.
the rules that we used, we didn't really think about it as much as we probably should have, like with the refs and everything. It was just kind of like playing in the driveway, you call your own fouls and stuff like that.
And we supervised it, but we didn't have time to get refs or anything, so we just kind of went as. There we go. Okay, so as a result, we raised $640 total just by the tournament, and I'd like to thank my mom for coming and selling some snacks and bringing food. She made some of the money went towards that, and then we had $290 donated. And so we used $230 for the prizes for the first and second place team. The winners of the tournament were Baker Benfield, David Hyde, and John Stauffer, and they beat the Pleasy brothers along with Will Sturkey and Brandon Spencer. So they each got cash prizes at the end and some free pizza. So yeah, that was fun for them. And then we ended up having an even $700 going towards Food in the Fort, which will assist them with canned food, ministry, just all of the things that we talked about earlier. They continue to do that on a monthly basis, and every Sunday a lot of the homeless community of downtown Knoxville actually attends the church, and they've been making some really good relationships with the preacher and Megan, our advisor, and I'm thankful that we were able to be a part of something like that.
So this capstone definitely showed us that preparation is key, and thinking ahead and planning about stuff. And like we said with the refs and stuff, we probably should have put a little bit more thought into it. But I mean, like, lesson learned, we definitely need to learn how to plan ahead a little bit more. And communication is also key, like communicating throughout the school. That showed us that it was actually more difficult than we thought it would be. It was helpful having friends that could get the word out and stuff, but it could always be better.
Yeah, I agree with what he said. I'd say if we had to do it all over again, I definitely would do it again, but I would take more time, like you said, just with the planning aspect and trying not to rush into things too much. It's just a lot harder to communicate with that many people than we thought originally. But I think we learned a lot from it, and we'll do better about it in the future. So here's the actual tournament itself. We have some pictures from it. This was Max Smith, Cole Howell, and Connor Jurick's team against, I think it was Jay Frazier and Cole Howell and some of those kids, a lot of the guys on the football team. So it was just really fun to me and Drew, even though we didn't have rest, we were supervising each game, so it was fun to just spectate, I guess. And we didn't actually play in it, but we enjoyed it, and it seems like all the kids enjoyed it too. This is us getting ready. Like we said, a couple of the teams didn't show up or didn't pay their money, so we had to make some adjustments in the bracket and just find teams for people whose teammates didn't pay or show up. So that took a little bit of time, but we ended up starting pretty soon. It was a good time. This is Daniel Pleasy, who I'd like to say is a pretty good basketball player, but I guess not quite good enough to win first place. You have anything to say about that?
I mean, it was funny to see everyone like come together and just get extremely sweaty for some reason, and I guess it was just a fun time.
It was cool to see that something like this that we often do just in the summer at parks and everything is something that we could use for a better cause. Even if that takes some time and effort, I think it was definitely worth it and taught us a lot. This is Baker Benfield. He was on the winning team. He had a pretty good shot all day, I'd say. Baker, if you're watching this, good job. This is Alex. He's in here actually. His team struggled a little bit. I thought they would be a little better, but they had their struggles. It's fun to watch. Pleasies again. Baker again. So, yeah, overall, that's the end of our presentation. But overall, I think it was a really good experience. Moving forward, I'd definitely like to do something like this again in the future. I'll be attending Barry next year, so I won't be close to Redeemer anymore, but I'm sure there will be lots of opportunities there in the future, whether it comes to fundraisers or just any kind of thing like this to raise money for people in need. I think would be a great opportunity.
I'm attending UT next year, and hopefully I can stay around Knoxville and continue to help out with organizations like this and just try to give back as much as possible.